Good afternoon, Anita.
Very good afternoon. Able to see my screen?
Yes, Vanita. We can see.
Okay, we'll start the class now because I start at 2:30. Let them join later. Close your eyes, palms together. Seek the blessing from the Gurus, gods, and all your teachers. Enhance their knowledge and restoration. Once you are done, slowly open your eyes. Okay, as usual, let's start the Bodharam first. Give me a second. Yeah. Rahu in the Meena Rasi, Chandra Guru in the Rishabha, Mangal in the Kadaka, Ketu in the Kanya, Surya and the Buddhan in the Vrakshaka, Shukra in the Dhanur, and Shani in the Kumbha Rasi. Getting into the Pancham, Tithi is a Vidya, followed by the Tritiya, Nakshatra Rogini, followed by the Margashirsha. Yoga Shiva, followed by the Siddha, Karana, Thaitala, Garaja, and followed by the Manisha. Wednesday is obviously the big day is the Ravivara. Paksha is the Krishna Paksha. Because after the full moon, this the entire next 15 days becomes the Krishna Paksha. Okay, now the steering time starts. Okay, let's have 2.5 minutes. Yeah, the time starts now. Read as much as you can. If you missed it, also don't worry, but repeat the process again and again. Once you finish the 12 hours, again repeat the cycle. Okay, your time starts now. Done? Okay. Let's getting into where from this week onwards, we are going to see a different kind of a revision, but anyway, whatever we learned in the previous classes, accumulated together to see in one single slide as much as possible, but not overwhelmed with the things. Okay. Whenever you see the Jataka, from here onwards, the journey towards how we are going to see our horoscope. Now we are partially understand how there are the three things definitely you have to understand whenever you see the Jataka. First thing is the significance about the bhava, significance about the grahas, what, and also the significance about the nakshatras. These are the three main things. But nakshatra we not even touched. So forget about this now. But when we say about the significance of the characteristics of the Rashi and the Rashi or the Bhava or the Grahas, which we have to be understand, almost I believe we have a not in a deeper understanding. At least we have an some level of understanding, right? So with that, we start to learn how to see the horoscope. So whenever you see the horoscope, whenever you get from others, the first thing you have to verify their the date of birth, time of birth, and the place of birth. Once they gave and you receive, check with the birth chart also. Ask them, this is the lagna, this is the rashi, this is the graha present in the various rashis. So once you that one was very much clear, then see the jataka. First thing is the lagna. Once you understand, sorry. So once you understand the lagna, whichever the rasi it is, the lagna represents the individual itself. So you have to see the lagna. What then later point in time, in deeper we go and see about where the nakshatra of the lagna and other stuff. Now at this moment, don't worry about the nakshatra thing. Only see where the lagna and which rasi it was placed. So consider the for this example, I took the Mesha Lagnas, Mesha Rashi as the Lagna. Okay, this is the first house for the Jataka. Imagine this is the Jataka for some person. Mesha is the Lagna. So once you understand the Lagna is the Mesha, the Lagna is in the Mesha Rasi, find out the Lagnadipati. Who is the Lagnadipati here? If the Lagna is the Mesha, who is the Lagnadipati? Anyone?
Is the Mars, no?
Mars is the Lagnadipati. So you have to find out where the Mars was placed. Then while you see the Mars itself, you have to understand whether it is placed in a good position or the auspicious was reduced or not. You have to have very good understanding about that. Then let's move into the second point. Where is the Rashi? What is the Rashi means? Wherever the moon was placed in your horoscope, that is your Rashi, right? So in this example, Jataka, where the moon was placed,
Dhanus is placed.
Dhanus, right? The moon was placed in the ninth house. The Rashi is the Dhanur Rashi. So whenever you see the Rashi is the Dhanur Rashi, then find out the Rashi Adipati itself. Wherever the moon was placed, find out the Adipati itself. Who is the Adipati here?
Jupiter.
Jupiter. Guru is the Adipati. Then find out where the Guru was placed in the among the 12 Rasis. Then let's move on into the next interesting point about the Kendra and the Trigona. What is the Kendra here?
Kendra is 147.
14710. So when you understand the 14710, the Kendra, find out the grahas placed in it. Is there auspicious grahas present in it or malefic planets present in it? So once you understand, then move into the trikona 159. There are the various other trikonas, four more trikonas was there, including the 159. But leave that other three. You give importance to the 159. So in the 159, find out the auspicious graha was placed or inauspicious graha was placed. So once you have an understanding, move into the Dustana. What are the Dustana here?
Corner houses.
Dustana.
6, 8, 12.
6, 8, 12. So like give importance to the 6, 8, 12.
All
So,
from Lagna only, madam.
No. Lagna is your Lagna.
No,
is
from
your
6, 8, 12 from all from Lagna only.
From your Lagna, exactly.
Okay.
Whenever I say the one first house, second house, third house, I'm exactly representing from your Lagna only. Okay. So Dustana 6, 8, and 12. It represents give importance to the 6, 8, and 12 if the grahas was placed, or if the graha was placed in which Rashi, and if the graha was placed, what are the aspects and which Rashi it was affecting. So once you have this understanding, move into the find which Rasi which has the most number of the planets. There where you can see there some people will have the 5 planets all together into the one Rashi. Some people have the 4 planets all together into the one Rasi. Give importance to that one first. Which Rasi, which house is holding the number of planets, more number of the planets. So once you have that understanding, move into find, or you can change this order itself. Find out the retrograde planets first, find out the debilitated exalted planets. So once you see this one, once you feel the horoscope you very well read, then move into the Bhagyadipati. What is the Bhagyadipati here? Which house is called as the Bhagyadipati? Anyone?
Ninth.
Nine.
Ninth house is the Bhagyadipati. Once you see the ninth house, see what the Graha was placed in it and which Rasi, who's the Bhagyadipati. So for this example chart, the ninth house is the Dhanush and Bhagyadipati is the Guru. Then you have to find out the Ashtamadipati. What? Ashta means 8th, right? So we have to find out the Ashtamadipati means 8th house lord. So here the Brikshika, who is the Ashtamadipati? House lord, 8th house.
Kuja.
Mars. Kuja. Then you have to find out Bhatakasthana. So now the Mesha is the Lagna. Which is the Sharastra Upaya Rasi? Which one it is? Mesha. Mesha Rasi is the Sharastra Shara Rasi. For the Shara Rasi, which one becomes the Bhatakasthana?
11th house.
11th house. So Kumbha Rasi becomes the Bhatakasthana. So you have to give importance to that the planet, that Rashi also. Why? First, the Jataka, when he encountered n number of obstacles in his life or in her life, the 11th house going to give that kind of the thing for the Shara Rasi. Any obstacles, whatever it is, we have to see the 11th house itself and find out the Maranakaraka. Depends upon the planet which is placed in the Rashis. Okay, this is the overview of whenever you see the horoscope itself. Whenever you read the horoscope, you may have it in a different orders, but make it as an organized way so that you can easily find out the find reading easily in the horoscope reading. Okay. Then move into the one interesting part of this revision. That is most of the questions when we heard about mostly about the education. My education is good. Can I proceed the higher education or no? Or am I able to do the undergraduation? Or is there possibility for the post graduation? A number of the questions will come, right? We are going into the deeper level of the reading in further classes about the educations alone. But at this point, let's have a basic understanding. Education, when comes into an education, there are the 6 houses involved in it. First, second house, 4th house, 5th house, 9th house, 11th, and the 12th house. Okay. The first house is the Lagna. Whenever you see about anything related to the education, you have to see the Lagna first. Then you have to see the second house for that basic education. Basic education means nowadays the PKG was also included. PKG to the 5th standard. That is your basic education. Let's move on into the 4th house. That is your higher education. Little bit above the basic. 6th to the 12th. In the earlier days, when the rishis and the munis was designing this kind of a stuff, their education system was little bit different. Now we modified according to our educational system. So whichever you are, whatever the kind of the education you are proceeding from your 6th to the 12th, the age, remember the age as well. But otherwise, you go with the anchoring point as your education standards, like 6th standard to 12th standard. There are some peoples, they do the 6th to the 10th, and they followed with the other vocational education or any kind of the diploma. So first see the 4th house is the higher education for the 6th to the 12th. Now the 5th house is little bit complicated. Why? I will tell you that later, now itself. It's mainly for the research. Whichever the Jataka is able to perform the research or not, you can find out from the 5th house. But additionally, some people will say this is also for the undergraduation. Above your 12th standard when you are going for the college. But when some of the astrologers will say, if you go out of the home means that you are going to the college. Nowadays, you know to go out of the home itself. in earlier days, whenever any of the kid want to start their educations, they have to go out of their home and they stay in the Gurukula for a number of years. But nowadays the entire system was changed, right? But when the fifth house represents your undergraduation as well as the research related. If anybody was asking you, can I able to perform PhD, then you have to see the fifth house along with the other houses as well. Okay, now at this point, don't get much more complicated. Let it be undergraduate. Okay. Ninth house is a post-graduation, which is your graduation level above the graduation. Then moving into the 11th house. Okay, this is an interesting house. Why? Some people will study for their interest, not about thinking about the benefit of earning money. The 11th house study may not give you money. Definitely, it won't. May or may not give you the money. There is no monetary benefits here. So that kind of the studies will comes in the 11th house. The 12th house is then abroad educations. Whether you go and study in abroad or not, you can see that in your 12th house itself. Okay. So let's see about one by one first. So whenever you see about any of the second house, fourth house, fifth house thing, what are the things you have to check first? Lagnadipati is very must. You should check the Lagnadipati whenever you go for an education related questions. Lagnadipati. Then go with the Buddhan. Why we need to go with the Buddhan? So Buddhan is the intellectual planet. All kind of the education related stuff comes under the Buddhan. And there is also a Guru also will come that will discuss later on some classes. But at this point, consider only Buddhan, because this is the learning time. This is the education. Whatever the thing which you are learning from others, any kind of the education which is you learn from one others, initial stage, it comes under from the Buddhan only. So first thing, Lagnadipati, Graha is the Buddhan, then followed by the relevant house doors. What does that mean? See, when you want to learn about the second house, first thing you have to understand the Lagnadipati, then see for the basic education, go and see the second house. Additionally, see the second house Adipati as well. Now at this, consider for this example, Lagna is the Mesha Lagna, so Lagnadipati is the Mars. So we have to see the Mars, that's Buddhan, and the relevant house lord. Which house you are seeing for the basic education? Second. Then the second house lord. Who is the Rishabha Rasi? Venus is the lord. So you have to see the 3 planets for here. According to your horoscope, the planets may differ, but the Buddhan is the constant one. You have to add this the constant thing. Okay. Okay. Then additionally, what you have to check? You have to see the Dasha Buddhi as well. If the Dasha Buddhi whatever Dasha Buddhi happening for that individual, additionally with the Grahas which were involved for the basic education, then come together conclusion. Same goes for the 4th house, 5th house, 9th and the 12th house. You have to perform the same exercise. What you have to do? Lagnadipati, Buddhan plus the relevant house lord. And additionally, you have to see the Dasha Buddhi. So once you consolidate all the answers together, you will find your answer. So for our exercise, because whenever you will here also, you won't be get experienced well. Take your birth chart. You very well understand about your education, right? So from your birth chart, don't go with anybody. From your birth chart, understand what is your second house, 4th house, 5th house, 9th and 11th and the 12th. How your houses works. How is your education? You know very well, right? How your basic education, how your higher education, how your graduation, undergraduation. There is also a thing you have to understand where some people will have the gap between the graduation to the higher post-graduation. Some people will have a long number of the years to proceed into the graduation itself. That we will see that later. This is not the right time for that. But at this point, take your horoscope and find out and see this at houses itself. 2nd, 4th, 5th, 9th, 10th, 11 and the 12th. So this is about the education. Okay. That's all about our revision today. Let's move into the Mars. Okay, we'll go quickly about the last class's revision for the Mars, then we'll jump into our classes. Okay. Mars, as we know, Mangala and the Puja, mostly about the from here onwards, my speed of the speech will be very much increased until the revision. Okay. the weapons, arms, surgery, defense, military, police, all kind of the martial arts. The temperament is very, very fiery, skills in the war. And about the, these are the main thing about the Mars. When we see about the significance of the Mars, let's see in the chart first. The houses of the Mars is the Mesha and the Vrikshika. Mesha is an Agni element, male quality, and compared to the body part, it is the head. Vrikshika, female in nature, organ is the genital, water element. And it was exalted in 28 degree at Makara Rashi, earth element, movable in nature, needs the body part. And here in the Makara Rashi, Jupiter is depleted. And when it goes into the Karkataka, Mars is depleted here at 28 degree, water element, heart is the body part. Mula Trikona is the Mesha 0 to 12 degree, gender is the male, aspect of 4, 7, 8, direction south, direction strength also south. Malefic, asset is malefic, Adidevata Prithvi, Pratyadidevata Kshetrapala Skanda, elements Agni, Dosha Pitta, maturity age comes around the 28, Dhatu Maru, and against red lentils. Okay, about the relationship, Mars friends with the Sun, Moon, and the Jupiter, neutral with the Venus and the Saturn, enemies is the Mercury. Nakshatra, 5th Mrigashira, 14th Chitra, 23th Anshta, Mars Dasha period is the 7 years. When see the Mars in the first house represents the Jataka. This is the best for the Jataka because these people are very bold, courageous, even very aggressive, and their mind and body also cooperate with their adventurous activities. There is a high chances for that injuries. Okay, here I can tell one thing. When you see the prone for the injuries, illness related to the head and the skulls, don't get scared. There is one interesting thing about the astrology, and this is also merit and this is also demerit. I'll tell you the merit and tell you the demerit as well. The in benefits about the astrology is when you understand about this is for the Veer Karakam, but that means for the Jataka, you can transfer the same effect of the planet significance to the other things like Porul Karaka, that you can direct what kind of the malefic energy which is coming affecting you, you can direct that to the other elements, other things you can say. So for example, the Mars in the first house, it leads to an injury. You may see the peoples are smashing the coconut in the temple, right? From whenever you see any kind of the Kali temple or any of the Vinayagar temple, you definitely see this. They're smashing the coconut like anything. Now, a number of the peoples will, some peoples will do only one, some peoples will do number of the coconuts. So why is that? The Mars coconut is the coconut significant is the Mars. Whenever you have this kind of the prone to head injury, prone to eyes, prone to injuries to your eyes and other things, what the people will do, they transfer this kind of the malefic energy into the other objects, like whichever the Mars significance was there. So they transfer, whoever it is, there is a Veer Karakam means the Jataka is the Veer Karakam, Porul Karakam means whatever the object which is holding the Mars effect. So whenever whoever the Jataka, when they are smashing the coconut, they are transferring that malefic effect into that element. It is a benefit when you are understanding about the astrology. So it depends. So the question will come, where can I go and smash the coconut? It depends upon the Rasi wherever the Mars was placed. For example, if it was placed in the Vrikshika Rasi, then you have to smash the coconut in the Kali temple, which may not have the human face. Like Rudra Kali, like any kind of the Varagi woman, the Kali which don't have an human face, like kind of very angry kind of goddesses. So whichever the Rasi was which is placed, you have to find out that kind of the temple, then you go and smash the coconut. But here is the thing. This is the benefit about when you are understanding the astrology, you understanding about the Veer Karakam, that means the Jataka itself, you understand about the Karakas around the world, then you are transferring one effect to another. But here is the thing, the teamwork here, which is when you are doing this again and again, when you're transferring this from one point in time, it becomes a superstitious. One point in time, you may feel it is the foolishness. You may feel it is a nonsense activity because you didn't understand the science, you didn't understand the what kind of the element which is significance. We may do it very wrongly also. So altogether, this gives you a good benefit as well. This it's also about the human maturity, how you're understand about the nature, understand about this universe, how you are going to use your knowledge. It depends upon ourselves. So this is about when you are transferring to the malefic effect into the another object. This can be done for every other planet also. Yes, you can done it from every other planet as well. But mostly, why the people's was there? There is also psychological reasons when you're smashing the coconut. The peoples who have the stress, which is dumped into their lungs, which is dumped into their heart, it is also come out when they put the force into their hand and they throw it away. Some people they feel it when they're smashing the coconut. It is also the stress is also feel relief. But it depends upon an individual, depends upon the grahas which is placed in your jataka. Some people, when they hear this, they took it as what kind of the nuisance it is. Okay, but when you go and research this knowledge, it may comes your understanding. It may make sense to you also. Okay, why I'm saying this? Initially, when I heard that there was a thing like here in southern India or other part of India, the place where I live, here is in one kind of an activity they will do when there was an Ragu Ketu pair she was coming, the transit was coming, and it was not good for them. What did these people will do? They cut the ribbons. I feel like what is this stupid and why they want to do like that? It doesn't make sense for me. Okay. But when the days goes on, when you are learning something and you correlate your knowledge with other things, some kind of somewhat something it makes sense to you. Okay, the story is aside. That Mars is the good place. Mars first house is the good place. That is for these people will look bold and courageous. Okay, let's go into the second house. These are very straightforward peoples. They have definitely have the luck in their favor. They ought to very well. Higher chances if they become a lawyer, they flourish very well as well. Third house March is ambitious, bold, and they have the very good nourished personalities as well. Definitely, this is also luck favors them, but somewhat it is not good for their brother, but not to the sisters, not only to the brother. Fourth house is for the not the good position for the Mars. Mostly they won't find the satisfaction in their home front. They want to attend the peace and the harmony in their life. The peoples in their home they won't respect, but when they come outside, every people will respect them. And the March in the fifth house, luck, they definitely have the luck in the speculation, digestion may come. If they're female, high risk in the pregnancy, trauma, or the injuries. Okay, this is all the general rule. Depends on your jataka, the graha's placement, and that's what is happening. This may or may not happen to you. We come into the sixth house, they have the very sound physical and good health, success in the definitely in the competition. They gain from the friends, gains from the friends. Most of the people won't get gain from the friends, but the Mars in the sixth house, they have the ability to gain from the friends. Okay, let's going into the seventh house. When the Mars in the seventh house, kind of not good, not bad. The misunderstanding may galore. They are argumentative and confront in nature. Hot temperedness will come. But interestingly, these people are very generous people, and if they started their career outside of the world, there is high chances they prosper, even in their marital life itself. Okay, now getting into the eighth house. Okay, eighth house represents anybody? Anybody remember what is the eighth house represents?
Dustan.
Eighth house is the Dostan, awesome.
Randra.
What is it?
It's a Randra or something like that.
Tandra, okay. Yeah, if you some people they have an wonderful blessings to learn the tantra. They have the Mars in the 8th house. Occult signs will come into their hand no matter what. They will learn the occult signs. No one can stop them, even themselves. They can't stop them to learn that. Occult science is the only thing, it will come to the selected persons only. It won't come to every other person. That transformation only come when the Mars in the 8th house. And all kind of the hidden secrets, hidden knowledge, hidden diseases, and your accident injuries comes under the 8th house. The transformation house mysteries and your longevity also comes in the 8th house. So you understand about the 8th house. We know about the Mars. Mars is the bold, courageous, and ambitious. It very speed in nature. Temperament is fury, and everything it have to be done in high speed. They can't stand and they can't sit idle. They want to do everything in action. They are action oriented. With that knowledge, let's see Mars in the 8th house. Okay, this is kind of a bad house, not kind of a completely bad house for it. Luck doesn't favor them. Whatever they expect, they may not get it. Most of the time, the luck doesn't favor. If you see most of the houses for the Mars, the luck definitely favors them one or the other way. But when the Mars in the 8th house, so struggle, they have to forget about the luck. What does it mean? When the Mars in the 8th house, they not even think about the luck in their life or even a small thing. Let's say they want to go for a higher studies. They should not believe in the luck. They have to be work hard, even in the job, even in their life, even in whatever the things in every aspect, every phase of their life. They should not depend on the luck. So because of that, these peoples are much more stronger than usual. If you see the other Mars in other houses, the Mars in 8th house peoples are much more stronger because when the luck is not favor them, they depend on themselves only. They live very hard and they struggle very hard as well. And that's why the struggles are more than usual. But when they have the more struggle, they become much more stronger than anybody. And importantly, no support from their brothers and friends. This is the 8th house Mars is prone to injury, prone to accident. Okay, because of the 8th house Mars, the luck is not favor them, and there's more struggles coming in their way in each and every phase of their life. Definitely, they feel like every phase is if there's a series of hurdle, one by one. The one thing will finish. They feel like, oh, okay, I'm done. This is somewhat saturated, and I can go on in my life. Then other thing will come. They can't live in a peace at all. So because all this thing, they finally become a very strong person. They know, okay, I know what to do, and whatever the struggles, whatever the hurdles which is in front of me, I can conquer everything. That kind of the mindset they will develop, but it takes time for them. Anybody in the Mars in the 8th house? Hmm? If you see, this is the one special Jatagam I will always do. I will always think, not say, I will always think. Whenever you see the Mars in 8th house, see that person how they are living their life. Okay, let's move. Any doubts still here? No, I consider there was no doubt. And let's move on into the Mars in the 9th house. Okay, Mars in the 9th house. We first see the 9th house. What the 9th house represents? The Bhagyasthana. What are the other things the 9th house will do? What does the 9th house represent?
Guru or father.
Your guru, father,
Luck, philosophy, dharma.
philosophy, your dharma. Yeah. For education, religion related thing, whatever the ethics you followed, any kind of the cultural traditions you follow, everything comes under the 9th house. We already know about the Mars. Now you combine it together. Okay, when the Mars in the 9th house, so see, the Mars is a kind of the vibrating energy. It's a kind of the forceful, vibrating, energetic vibration. So when that one was sitting in the ninth house is also the Trikona and is also your Bhagyasthana. So these peoples, when they spend their energy on the sports, dance, acrobatics, okay, then the people will say, Anita, I have the ninth house Mars, but I didn't do dance. But you have to put the effort first. You have a chance in your life whenever you, not for a professional dancer, professional sports person, at least if you participate or learn sports, dance, and acrobatics, your body and energy will be highly maintained and balanced. You will have different kind of the luck in your life. And the Mars in the ninth house leads to them to research in the research energy will come for them. If they are involved in the technical engineering, it flourish in their life. Okay, importantly, these people's are leadership. If they involve in the politics, their leadership is so somewhat different from the others. Important, you may see that you may think like I have the ninth house Mars, but I didn't lead any people. But as the peoples around you, they will tell you you lead others, knowingly or unknowingly. This quality of the ninth house Mars will imbibe in you. The leadership will come by nature, inbuilt for them. So you may think that no, I'm not like that. I'm not a leader. I didn't do that. But you don't ask your peoples around you. They will tell you, oh, you lead that. You order the other people's like this. They have the leadership mentality, but they didn't know. But definitely the peoples around them will tell you. And because of the leadership quality in them, somewhat they have the aggressiveness. The aggressiveness is also one of the quality of the Mars. Remember, the Mars is the kind of in a 1 to 10 scale. If the Mars is 1 to 5 scale of aggressiveness, then the Rahu is the 1 to 10 of aggressiveness. So you have to differentiate this Mars aggressiveness and the Rahu aggressiveness. Okay? So the Mars aggressiveness is somewhat, it won't harm others. It's somewhat that work will be done, the action will be performed. And this is the one interesting thing. Becomes powerful than father. This will lead you to some people's, some father, highly matured father, may enjoy this. But the father is not that much matured, and because the daughter didn't know that, or son did not know that, but the father can easily understand my daughter or my son was overpowering me, then they feel somewhat agitated. But if the father was mature, that was totally different story. But when the ninth house Mars was there, you definitely powerful than your father. Anybody was having ninth house Mars?
Vanita, this is my son-in-law's. He has 9th house, Mars in 9th house.
Oh wow. Which Lagna?
He's Kumbha Lagna actually.
Okay.
Not Lagna, sorry. Kumbha Lagna, no. He's this one. What is Meena Lagna?
Okay, Meena Lagna
And
then
Kumbha Rasi. Yeah. Rasi is Kumbha, but
Lagna and the ninth house Mars.
yeah, so it is in Vrichika, yeah.
Vrikshikam.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one is matching for him?
See, the sports as such, he is a very good tennis player. And he is a hard core for all that exercises. Every day he goes off here, like that. Keeping himself fit and all that matches there. Research, he is into data analysis and the data and all that. So technical engineering is okay. Leadership as such, I don't see him that way, but then I've always seen him like others coming and asking him to ask questions when they prepare for their interviews and all. So those kind of things I have heard when I was there. So that aggressive, as you said, outside you cannot make out he's aggressive. He's very cool and composed, but maybe he's assertive. I don't know that part of it because I'm not much into that. And there is nothing like that kind of thing that has happened. So I don't know. But this part, I don't know, powerful. But his father himself is very matured, as you said. So I don't know about that. That part I do.
It becomes powerful than father means they consider a situation. They have an idea about anything. His or her father may idea not practically not implemented, but the son or daughter ideas will be quite practical, but this one, the father cannot able to accept or understand because in my experience, I'm giving this, but if
Hmm.
you didn't have an experience, you can't do that. That kind of
That's what I don't know. That part of it, I don't know. Maybe.
it may or may not happen.
Yeah.
It depends upon the combination of the grahas as well. But this one, the lead, I saw this people's, the leadership, most of the peoples, when they see the Mars in the ninth house, you can blindly say these peoples have the leadership quality.
Yeah. Okay.
But you have to understand, or you have to see them. You check with other peoples around them also, how he or she is leading the peoples, knowingly, unknowingly. This quality was inbuilt in them because the Mars is activating that Jataka. You can't stop. He or she can't also stop.
Okay.
Even when you go and ask them also, do you have a leadership quality? They immediately say no because they didn't know which I'm with this quality which I'm having or not because
Yeah.
it was inbuilt in them. But slowly and steadily, I see them, and you can easily understand that.
Could be. Yeah. That's what I'm like. It's not meant like I didn't spend a lot of time that way, so I don't know much on that. But then, yeah. Thank you.
But this aggressive part, when it comes into the aggressive part, it's when the Mars was combined with any other grahas. If the Guru was seeing the Mars, the aggressiveness will be highly reduced. They will only emit their aggressiveness whenever there is a need. If there was need, the Mars will be settled down. Mars won't speak anything because it feel like, okay, the situation, it can be handled on its own and I don't need to do any steps.
The
But
Guru is also with the ascendant there only in the Meena Rasi. But Rahu is also there in Meena Rasi.
Where is it?
In the same first Lagna house, Guru is there and Rahu is there. Yeah.
This makes sense. This makes sense. Okay, then the Guru ninth aspect was there, right? The aggressiveness may not be that much, but they definitely will be emit whenever there is a possibility. Okay, let's move on into the 10th house. Okay, this is the very good one for the Mars. Why? The 10th house is the Digbala for the Mars. Before that, we enter into the 10th house. What is the 10th house significance?
Work,
Work, all kind of
career,
your career,
power, and status.
all your power status, how the world was seeing you, or you grow a very matured person or a very powerful person, or you how the world sees you defined in the 10th house. And Mars, we already know about everything. So when that kind of the powerful, ambitious, courageous, and the speed, if you are a temperament Mars, was sit in the 10th house that having the Digbala as well, how this will be. See, when you combine this wonderful quality of the speedy nature and courageous and ambitious person into the career and professional, and that is also becomes the Digbala. Let's see about that. These people are just self-made person. You may heard about these peoples in their entire family. No one is go out and do the business, but this one person come out and break the comfort zone and do the business, and they succeed in the career. These peoples are the self-made person. But whoever is having the 10th house Mars, they definitely the self-made person. Then you might think like, yeah, I didn't do a business. How come I become a self-made person? Doing a business is a kind of an activity. But if you are living a human being with the kind of the vibration which you're holding, that is also you self-made. See, when you're growing as a person, the character is also grown along with you. It may be the good one, it may be the bad one. Which character you flinch on, which character you have to pick on, it depends upon the individual. If the individual willing to take the good characteristics and want to be a good character, on his personality, on her personality, depends upon individual, right? So that is also comes into the self-made person. Don't shrink your use of perspectives into the one narrow dome. Like self-made person means only I have to do a business, only I have to establish my career. But for this 10th house, you have to think in that way only because this is the professional house. So whenever you made a success in your career, The self-made person direct your knowledge into the professional area, and they succeed in that as well. Okay, definitely they are very much having the regal status and the powerful position in the society. There is a high possibility this person can involve in the military. The Mars is always like kind of an adventurous thing. It won't allow you to sit, and it want to make the life very much meaningful in their own way. See, when the guru was thinking, I want to make the life meaningful in my way, means the guru want to make the meaningful life in the wisdom. Like he want to travel in the path towards the wisdom. When the Buddha want to make the life, okay, I want to make my life meaningful, means he or she want to study all the time. They give their energy to the study only. When the Rahu was want to make the life as a meaningful, it try to involve the person in illusion activities, like they involve in the computers, they create the cinemas, like kind of stuff. Okay, come back to the Mars in the 10th house. The Mars energy makes them too adventurous, and they always enthusiastic. And revered by many means, definitely these peoples are revered by many peoples. Okay, here is an interesting. Blessed with good sons, fame and wealth. Okay, let's have this. The one. Anybody having the 10th in Mars in the 10th house?
My son has Mars in 10th. He just finished his studies, started working just few months. So
Lagna?
Lagna is Kataka.
Kataka Lagna. And Mesha Mars, right?
Yep.
Oh, this is really awesome. Definitely, he definitely going to hold a good position wherever they are taking as a career, because the 10th house, there is an own house, the Mars was in it, and that having a Dikbala, you no need to worry about his career or profession, because this energy, the holding by the Jataka, will lead them in only correct direction. They won't be diverted from whatever which is going to harm them. They definitely will hold a high, powerful position. And how about this one? Which one is highly matched with your son?
I think not much. I think because he's just starting. Adventurous, yes, he enjoys treks and yeah, enthusiastic, yes, yeah. That I can vouch right now, but other things maybe we have to wait because he's just starting.
Okay. This will, whenever you go and see, definitely it will come yes, 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 good, because the 10th house Mars definitely won't give you any helpful to the Jataka.
Okay.
Let's getting into the 11th house. Okay, 11th house, Mars in the 11th house. Okay, but see the 11th house was 11th house will give you the luck, fulfillment, all of your desires. This also the Upachayasthan. This when the 11th house represents your fulfillment of desires, your profit gains, all kind of the cash flow, and this is your 11th house. And we know about the Mars when you combine it together, and it is Upachayasthana. What is Upachayasthana means? When your age matures, the benefit, the auspiciousness is also slowly increased when your age is also matured. Okay, that kind of the Mars, which is sitting in the 11th house, means the divine gift of articulate and powerful speech. These people have a higher tendency of speaking. When you articulate any kind of the speech, you can't even go away from them. It's like it's a kind of a magnetic force make you to sit and hear whatever they say. That kind of articulation will come. And this most of the peoples won't have this one. The peoples who having a Mars in the 11th house definitely will have this kind of the quality. When you speak also, that some kind of the magnetic aura will pulls you and asks you to sit for a while. The ability to extract work from others, this is a wonderful quality. See, you can see the people's the servants will be there, but the other people will work for the servants. But the Mars in the 11th house people, what they will do, they know how to work extract work from others. Whether they are their colleagues or from the higher position, they know how to extract the work from others. Wherever they are go, they know how to extract work from others. These people are very strong. Even if you feel like he don't look like a strong person, you may think like that. But when the Mars in the 11th house person, the energy level you can't even able to imitate. Their energy level is strong than anybody in the world. And definitely they love vehicle and nature because of the Mars. The loves towards the vehicles, loves towards the nature will come. Okay. Anybody who's having Mars in the 11th house?
Anita, I have two. My husband and my daughter both have Mars in
Yeah.
them.
Let's see one by one.
Yeah.
Which one you want to share first?
First, my husband, yeah, he has Mars in 11th, which is in Meena. Mars is in Meena and his Lagna is Vrishabha.
Okay. Meena.
So,
Okay, which one
yeah.
is?
I think, yes, the first one, he is very good with his powerful speech and all that, and he can really speak well. Then the second point also, I totally agree, ability to extract work that he does. Strong and regal personality, I do not know how much, because not in much in the office front, but at home front is kind of cool and okay. So I don't know that other side. I don't think, maybe he's in between. That's what I think. He loves nature, not vehicles as much, that much. Yeah, nature, yes, he loves nature.
Okay. Let's see about, because the
Never
loving
stress so much about vehicles. Like, he's okay with what we are having, but not crazy about like that.
When we find time, I will tell you about why the loving vehicles is not match. And loving the vehicles, the people's some people's may not able to love to sit in the vehicle as well. Some people want to ride in the vehicle. Some people want to drive the vehicle. This is a total different story. We will see that later. But I make a note of it. We will discuss about this vehicle things as a separate slide itself. Let's see about your daughter.
Yeah, for my daughter, the 11th is in this corner, that is in the Gemini. She is that 11th house. That's Mars there. And she is
Lagna.
Simma Lagna.
What are the matches for your daughter?
She is also, yeah, she has a very powerful speech. That is the thing. And divine gift of articulate. Yeah, she's good. But the ability to extra, I do not know, because she's too young now. She is only working hard. So I don't know much about that part of it because of that. But she works like her job she does, and she says sometimes she gets extra work of others also she does sometimes. That's what she keeps telling me. So I don't know that part. Maybe slowly it will progress. Yeah, she is like strong and regal. Yeah, this part. And she loves vehicles and nature both. But then she's not very crazy, but then she's okay.
Okay. But then this is the very good example in your home itself. And what you can do, you put your husband's and your daughter's jadagam along with compare your jadagam next. Okay. First compare your husband's and your daughter's jadagam together. Then see what are the similarities which you find. So whenever you see two different jadagam, and particularly in a family, that will give you a different story altogether. So put the jadagam in front of you, compare against, then compare against with your jadagam. Compare the three jadagam together. Then you will have the different view. Then that point in time, you will understand why you have only love nature and why there was no love towards the vehicle. And you will also have an understanding about why the mind love towards the vehicle for your daughter and love towards the nature. You will understand the
There
similarity.
is, Vanita, there is some noise coming. Can we mute everyone? A lot of noise coming. Yeah, thank you.
Sure. In case I mute everybody. Okay, then you compare these three jadagam together, you will have altogether a different understanding. When you see the jadagam and not only the one or two, but in the yearly stage when you are comparing the jadagam, compare with only two, because that will give you different kind of brainstorming in your brain pressure to brain. I would say it's a brain pressure, because when I saw this first puja, it was making me too tired. Makes me too tired, and I feel like it's done. I'm not okay with this. But when you go and see again and again, comparing against the two Jadagam, three Jadagam, you will see the similarities. You will see the why this kind of the nature, why this kind of the quality this person was having, why this person was not having. You will understand it. But don't be a judgmental. Whenever you see the Jadagam, that's why I ask you to pray all the time. That too, when you are comparing the two Jadagam, you have to be in a very centered in your mind, very centered in your body as well. So, but even if you are seeing one horoscope, pray first. That is the basic thing. Pray first, seek the blessing from all your gurus, all your goddesses, or whoever you, whoever ancestors you believe, you worship, you respect. Call them everybody and take the blessing from them. Make yourself centered first, then see the horoscope. This is much more important, because whenever you see the horoscope, don't be judgmental. Don't see the person as the Jadagam. See the horoscope as the person, because the graha won't lie. Okay. Particularly when you see compare to Jataka, you have to be the basic thing have to be done first without faith. You have to pray. You have to pray. So once you've done, and then see the Jataka. You may think like, no, I'm going to see my family horoscope only. Why I need to pray? No, this is the necessity. This is the basic rule. You have to pray and touch the horoscope. That is for the basic rule. You should not avoid this. So once you see that two Jatakas, once you're familiarized with it, then move on into 2, 3. Then if you have the family members of the 4 and 5, combine it together, but go slow, because that takes lots and lots of energy from you, but go slow and see. Suppose you feel like, no, I'm not familiar with that, I can't able to compare anything. See Jataka one by. Slowly increase the ability. Don't overwhelm with yourself. Okay, let's getting into the Mars in the 12th house. Anybody saying something? Okay. Mars in the 12th house, it's not a good one. Okay. But let's see about what is the 12th house means. It's Aina Saina Bhava. Any all kind of the leisure, it's a house of the liberation, it's house of the detachment, it's house of the expenditure. It's the important thing. So the 12th house represents all these things. Then when it comes into the Mars, we understand that the fearful, fiery nature, bold, courageous, and the speedy Mars. So sometimes you feel like, no, I can't imagine the Mars quality all at once. How I can do that? Imagine the Skanda, imagine the Muruga. Muruga exactly represents the Mars. How he's courageous, how he is bold and ambitious. He was goal oriented. If he believed he want to, his knowledge was tremendous. So imagine that one. Suppose in case if you are not able to remember the significance of the Mars at once, imagine any of the gods related to that graha. Okay, now see that. Mars in the 12th house. So we understand the 12th house is the liberation, detachment, and it's also the expenditure. In simple words, Aina, Saina, Bodham. So with that, the Mars was placed in it. So this is the, again a Dusthana. So now with that kind of all knowledge combined together, we'll see that. Okay, this people's are magnetic and handsome and attractive. When you went once, even if you see the person, you feel like, no, it's okay, I can't able to, I don't like that person. But when you speak with them, when you have an kind of an attraction to, when you interaction towards them for at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you will definitely fall for them. That kind of the magnetic ability they have a good, handsome, and attractive person. This for the Mars in the 12th house. Then, okay, this is an additional checkpoint here. Okay, the magnetism, handsome attractiveness will definitely come. But if the grahas combined, their quality will be little bit reduced or increased. It depends. Okay. Becomes the heartthrob for many. This will definitely come if the Mars alone sits in the 12th house. 12th house Mars was alone. Definitely they become a heartthrob for many. But if the grahas combined, the story will be little bit different. Okay. No matter what, whether the graha was congestion was happen or not, economic drainage will be ensured. No matter what, the people will say, I earn a lot and I earn for a number of the years, but I didn't have any kind of a saving. I earn a lot. I increased my income, but still my saving was not in my hand. It one way or another, the saving will be go out from me. It was like I'm getting it, giving to the other things in my life. So the economic drainage was definitely will come in their life. Then you have to find a way how you can stop that. Becomes a victim of a circumstances. This is the main thing, but the victim of the circumstances will be different in different phases of their life. Maybe their domestic violence, or when they're going into an office or colleague, they find different kind of victim situation. When they're studying, when they are going for an or anything, whatever they're doing in their life, some one way or the another, they will face this the victim situation. Anybody in the Mars in the 12th
Yeah.
house?
Yeah, my wife has got
Okay, which Lagna?
Vrishchik Lagna, Scorpio.
Vrishchik Lagna.
12th house is there.
Tula. Which
Tula.
one is yes, and which one is
Almost all is matching, Madam Vanita.
yes?
Almost all.
Everything. That's awesome.
Everything. Everything.
So what
This
he's
I didn't
doing
follow.
for
Madam, that Vanita, for economic drainage, I didn't follow. She's not like that, this one. Economic drainage is exactly what? She means whatever she has gained the amount, she will lose.
see, for example, if she's earning considered in for 10 lakhs a month, okay? At the end of the month, she didn't have a 10,000.
Oh God.
Even though I'm just giving an example. If she's earning if she's earning 10 lakhs for a month, at the end of the month, she feel like she didn't have anything. I'm just giving an example, but it was like it's a month. It may be the month. It may be a year. For example, in a yearly, she may earn for 90 lakhs or something. But at the end of the year, she may not have a 90,000 in her hand. So the drainage means the economy will not withstand for herself.
One more thing, she has no planets in the 12th house. Only Mars, 12th house.
Only Mars, right? Then only Mars means definitely okay. She's yearning or not?
Pardon? Anna? Pardon?
She is yearning or not? She is
No,
yearning.
no. She's not. She's a housewife.
Ah, okay. She's handling your money.
Yeah. She handles my money. She likes she handles my money, but very carefully. Even she saves so much. If I give her 10, she'll make 50 and give me. I don't know. That one is not there.
Okay, here is the difference. I will tell you that. See, if suppose in case consider a situation, she is earning and she is saving her money. Okay, it won't happen. It won't happen. No matter what, she will the money will be go away. Because she's handling your money, the money won't go because it's not her money, it's her husband's money. It will be withstand. The energy level was different. The money which is coming, the karma which is coming in a way was different.
Okay. Thank you so much. Nice it is there.
Yeah. Then become a victim of circumstances. Is there a possibility?
Yeah, that is there. All the you must have whatever point she gets. To be frankly, she gets very popularity wherever she goes, and there's that some always jealousy etc. will be there. Jealousy. Everywhere it is there.
Yeah.
The point on economic drainage is true, Vanita, because I have Mars in 12th and it's also alone. So money comes in and money goes out. So
yeah, the 12th house Mars, the economic drainage is definitely will happen, even the congestion of any of the graha also.
yeah.
Okay, which is your Lagna?
Kanya Lagna and Mars is in Simha.
Mars in Simha. Okay. You earn and you handle your money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the homework for everyone. This will be
You
definitely.
better give it to your wife to manage.
That's the best option.
No, I don't have any wife, so whatever money comes in, see. I'm not wasting money. I mostly spend on someone else. So
Yeah, this is the thing, because you know what? Why? Because the Mars wasn't sitting in the which house? Simmarasi. Definitely, he may spend his money for his father or teachers.
correct.
Yeah, but see, this is the karma. You have to spend. You can't avoid that kind of spending. That's good also. But see that. Consider this is the homework, okay? Mars in the 12th house and the Kanya Lagna, and we understand is the economic drainage was happening. Think whatever in your way. What we learned something about the astrology, definitely our mind was processing something in our mind. The brain will give something as an answer. Okay, next week we'll discuss the same thing, Mars in the 12th house, and that too this charting only. But how we can avoid this one. I also initially I told you that you can transfer the Veer Karakam. Veer Karakam means how I can say it in English. The Jataka, the significance, the characteristics of the Jataka, you can transfer it into the object also. In Tamil, we call it as the transfer the Veer Karakam into a Purul Karakam. Purul means the object. Whatever the thing which is affecting the Jataka, you transfer that in any of the objects which is having the same significance. You should not transfer to any other. Just transfer the same energy, same malefic energy to the other objects. Instead of the Veer Karagam, you are transferring into the Purul Karagam. So that will give you exact benefit. But here you have to be research and you have to find an answer. We'll discuss the same thing again in the next week. So here we are trying to find a remedy for this. You don't need to say the biggest word as a remedy. We try to find a solution how we can avoid this economic drainage. Then because we have we can give this experiment to Sharon also and ask them to do it. Whether he is success or not, we also gain a knowledge. Yes or
Yeah,
no?
sure, definitely.
Okay. So everybody will work together. We'll see, find a solution. Don't worry about whether it is right or wrong. Whatever you say, we'll analyze and find out a solution. Is that okay for everyone?
Okay, madam.
Vanita, so in this particular case, because Mars is sitting in Simha, which is whose lord is Sun, is that what is causing this drainage?
No.
No,
See,
okay.
wherever, consider a situation. I understand your question. See, like this. Now let's have the situation like one. Have the Tula Lagna. Okay. Now I have the Mars in the Kanya. And you ask me that economic drainage won't happen? No, it will happen.
Irrespective whether it is Mercury or
Wherever it
Sun
was
or
happening.
whatever. Okay, got
Consider it was the Mars was here and your Lagna was the Mesha. And you may think like, no, I don't have an economic drainage. No, you definitely will have. No matter what, you definitely will have. But that economic drainage, you go towards your teachers, gurus, or education or wisdom related. You trying to develop a kind of a wisdom.
Okay, so where it goes is indicated by the house it occupies
Yes.
and the house lord. Okay, got it.
But
Thank you.
definitely the economic drainage will come. But the economic drainage, the interesting thing here is the economic drainage is also depends on the Karaka only. So you should not waste your money, you should not spend your money unnecessarily. And Saravanan said beautifully, he didn't spend his money unwantedly. He spent wherever it was needed. The economic was going, but it was going exactly the way. But
Usefully.
when you see the Karaga, the economic drainage will happen according to the Karaga only. It won't go either way. It won't go the other way also. So wherever you see, wherever the Mars was 12, Mars was placed, that Karaga only the economic drainage will happen. It won't change. You understand that point, right? The economic drainage will happen definitely. But where your money was going, that will be different. You may be spent for your brother, you may be spent for your sister or your wife or your husband or your business or whatever it is. But the economic drainage will happen particularly for the Karagam. Is that okay? No?
Yes, Vanita. Yeah, it's more clear now. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, that's all about the today's class. We'll see all you in the next week, but have that as a homework in the mind. We'll discuss the same thing in the next week.
Monica, today's class was very interesting.
Thank
Starting
you.
with revision and all, very interesting. Okay,
Awesome.
Thank you, madam.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
In
Thank
fact,
you.
all the
Thank you.
classes are interesting.
Actually,
Thank you
Vanita,
so
if
much.
you are not noticed, Vanita's class is very, very popular in YouTube.
Yes.
We have about 245 subscribers, though the actual number of students in the class is only close to 30. So
That's interesting.
so we have 200 plus people who are regularly watching in the internet.
Wow.
And I'm one in that. Sometimes I do that.
I always
I miss
watch your
sometimes, so
videos
that's why.
because if
Yeah.
I
No.
miss, I always sit with your recordings and then take notes.
My surprise is that even though none of them, there are only few people, their admirers are more. So many
Yes.
they are being commenting so much that even I feel myself
We
proud.
should see
to do it.
Vanita's chart to understand that.
Well,
Definitely.
I have a question.
later on.
Vanita, I just have a quick question. Is Dasha Bhukti reduces or increases the effect of this economic drainage? I think he's running in Rahu Dasha, right?
Yes, Rahu Saturn. I'm running Rahu Saturn. So it's yes, sir. It definitely has a point, and Rahu Saturn makes it a lot more interesting. So
it's boosting the drainage fast. Okay.
Some of the Jataka which I see, but the Mars in the 12th house, regardless of the Dasha Buddhi happening, the economic drainage was happening no matter what. But the Dasha Buddhi plays a biggest role. Depends on that which Dasha with the Buddhi was happening. If that favors you, maybe the economic drainage percentage will be reduced. But most of maybe I'm not see that much. But whichever I saw, the 12th house Mars was that economic drainage was correct for me. I feel that this one was 100%.
I just guessed based on his nakshatra, Bharani. I was
wow,
right. Huh?
great
Okay.
memory.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll see you all next week then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so
Vanita.
much,
Thank
Vanita.
you.
Bye.
Vanita.